is absolutely ridiculous. I have to know who it is.
Oh no. It's Marquine. Hey, what's up guys, it is Mark Yoon, and today I'm bringing you an exciting, different kind of video. So, this actually wasn't the planned video, but it led me down a rabbit hole, so I hope you enjoy this. I was going to do a characters thus far kind of rehash, talking about all the confirmed characters, showing some gameplay, maybe getting into a little bit of their backstory, and this is what led me down the rabbit hole. So I started searching around for information about Groh. And I came across like a lot of different good information, and it kind of got me to start thinking. And it kind of what I had before wasn't really a hypothesis based on like any kind of prerequisite knowledge or anything like that. I pretty much was like guessing and pulling stuff out of my butt for Groh's identity, except for, you know, being like the stepbrother to Siegfried and the adopted son of Siegfried's father, Frederick. But now I have a little bit more information to bring you guys, so I hope you can bear with me for a second. So let's start with the hypothesis. So my hypothesis surrounding Groh is I believe he is from the future, and I believe he is working in conjunction with Salamel and his organization to perhaps get Soul Edge away from Siegfried, so that like the whole path of Nightmare doesn't become realized, leading, you know, to everything that happened in the story in the main timeline, or the first part of it. So I believe that this game is Salamel and his organization going back to when everything started getting crazy and trying to curb it, like trying to make sure that the weapons stay separated and protected. Because I don't know if you guys know, but like Algol had like a bunch of I don't know if he had followers or whatever, but there was a bunch of people that like formed an organization like worshiping him kind of as a god. And I know there was like an offshoot of that. Correct me if I'm mistaken. There was an offshoot of that Salamel was like part of, and he eventually became part of like this time squad that pretty much was like fixing history, I guess. Now, all of us that have played Soul Calibur 2, we originally know that, like, you know, there's no Groh in that game, so what's going on there, like what's happening? And I think this explains a lot of it, and I'm not like 100% sure about how sound my hypothesis is. I just want to throw this out there with you guys and get some feedback and see what's going on with it. So here's the information I dug up. First, let's start with a little bit of Groh's bio. So, we all know that he's like Nordic. He's from Norway, in Denmark, and his title is the Agent in Black, which the first word that pops up to me, which should to you guys, is agent. So, we all saw Salamel, I believe it was the end of Soul Calibur 3, his like arcade ending or story mode ending, whatever, when he's like sitting in modern time and he's wearing like the suit and he's on top of the building with like the other agents. I think he's like literally trying to kill two birds with one stone. He's going back to his old roots of that organization, where he's trying to protect Soul Calibur, where he ended up becoming, I think he became Abyss, I'm not sure, I don't remember, correct me again if I'm wrong. But agent strikes me out as that because it's like there's no really agents in Soul Calibur besides you would consider as a Salamel. Like everyone's kind of like fighting for their own goals and they have their own reasons for doing so, but there's no like real actual organization or agency behind any of it besides trying to get the power or trying to stop people from getting the power. So that really popped up to me, and of course like that could just be explained away with anything, but I'm using this in conjunction with everything else. So we have agent in his title, and his weapon is a double saber, of course, and his style is the evolved or swordsmanship. Now here's the thing, the Evolve organization has links to Algol because the Evolve organization was that organization that started, not really organization, but it was the group of people that started to protect Soul Calibur. So here's another thing. In his fighting style, he can teleport and he uses shockwaves. So I don't know about you, but like besides like the crazy characters like Nightmare that actually have powers, there's no like really crazy powers in Soul Calibur. Everyone uses like a traditional fighting style. Like you got like you know, different classical weapons and the styles that match with them the best. So when you throw teleportation and shockwaves into the thing, like we're obviously getting into new territory here. And teleportation, immediately the first thing you think of is the future. And then there's also the fact that his hair and his weapon change colors. Plus he's got the glowing tattoos that are like glow whenever he's using his critical edge. So I know in conjunction that's not that much information to go on, but when you think of color changing and you think of teleportation and you think of him being an agent, those kind of mixed together to start forming its own theory, its own hypotheses, like based upon that. So we can just surmise, like at the end of Soul Calibur 3, we saw like Algol like committed to protecting time, and we know that like Siegfried becoming possessed by Nightmare really launched a lot of this stuff into chaos. So maybe Zasalamel is going back in time to literally use one of Siegfried's future family members in order to stop him. Or not future family members, maybe he's going back in time actually to grab Groh, to grab Siegfried's stepbrother, to, I don't know, put whatever ideas in his head to get him to stop Siegfried, and perhaps we see it possessing Heelig as well, and that's why like the whole Super Heelig thing happens. So it's not very sound, but I mean like it has something to do with Zasalamel, something to do with time, and something to do with that organization that Groh is probably a part of. So that probably shouldn't be that new information, but I did some digging, and in his bio, there's something that talks about the Aval organization, and let me quote this. I'll also put it on the screen, but I'm going to read it because I don't feel like memorizing a script. The mysterious Aval organization was a secret group with origins rooted in ancient times. They say the group came to be when a king used the spirit sword to defeat its cursed counterpart, and with his dying breath entrusted them with both the blade and his unfinished mission. Each new generation is taking on the group's mission to rid the world of the outsiders, in quotations, those connected to the cursed sword. One such member was Groh, about whom little is known, maybe because he was plucked from time so nobody knows anything about him, save for that he's a fearsome warrior. Though his fighting style is shrouded in mystery, again, mystery leading towards, you know, mysteriousness, I guess, he is believed to have wielded two swords. Some also say he kept certain technique close to his chest. So that's just leading a little bit more into the organization, and from what I'm getting from that, there's like he's shrouded in mystery, so that leads more towards these warriors. Most of them know each other, most of them know about each other. You know, you have the stuff with Astaroth, like killing Maxi's crew, you got the stuff with like all the rivalries within each other. So the fact that nobody knows who Groh is, yes, he's from a new region that we haven't seen in Soul Calibur before, but I think this is literally going back in time to change the events of Soul Calibur 2 in order to prevent things from happening. Like maybe he's even trying to prevent himself from becoming Abyss. I really don't know. So let's keep on going a little bit more. The last thing I'm going to bring up is the quotes that Groh has in the game that have been like mined or whatever. So some of these quotes are really interesting. Like some of them are just like basic, like his character selection screen is just like understood. But we have a couple key ones. I'm going to put these on the screen as well so you can go over them with me. He has, "The target is mine." So I don't know if any of you know too much about like organizations really haven't started using target until semi-modern times. So maybe that came over his briefing from Zasalamel. He also has "My mission is what matters, not you." So now we know he has like a solid mission. Here's another thing. Remember how we talked about the organization that he was a part of that like was trying to get rid of outsiders, that was actually linked to Algol? His another one that says "Outsider encountered, neutralizing threat." So like when I was talking about before how he was like trying to stop like Siegfried from becoming Nightmare, I don't think it's so much as a personal thing. I don't even know if he knows that Siegfried is his actually half brother. I have no idea. But Zasalamil, in my opinion, clearly got Groh because he can wield the soul swords for this mission, and he's trying to say that like there's a couple other ones that I want to get into. Try to resist your inevitable fate. So he's linking to. I mean, he's pretty much telling whatever character he's fighting that like he knows that character's fate, and they can't change it, which means that he has some kind of knowledge of the future. So the only place I can see him getting that from would be Zasalamil, unless he's from there himself. He also says. He also says time for a test when he's activating Soul Charge Reversal Edge. That could mean that like the tattoos or the power that he has, the power that he's using was maybe maybe it's an experiment, maybe it was given to him by Zasalamil, maybe they're experimenting with like some kind of power from extracting from Soul Edge or Soul Blade. So I don't know, like that has something that's pretty funny too. But there's a few more here that I want to get to. Thanks for being so patient. He says, extermination complete, proceeding to the next mission. So he's definitely like an agent, probably like a hitman. He also says again, your fate is decided. And he also says, my information is sound, no surprises here. Implying that he doesn't actually know about these characters, but he has information on them, probably from the organization or maybe from Zasalamil. So, he also, here's another one. When he's suffering a ring out, he says this won't happen again. So, I don't know if he's talking about fate changing or something like that, but there's just a lot of interesting quotes in there. So, listen guys, I'm not saying that like I'm 100% positively right about this. I'm just saying that like I'm with you guys. I'm just trying to find out information, and I'm trying to like dig my nails into this thing and dig my teeth in and try and like find as much information as possible. And it being a reboot, a soft reboot of Soul Calibur 1 and 2, having a new character in there such as Groh kind of throws wrenches into the cogs. It's like what's going on? Like who is this person? And I know a lot of people are speculating, a lot of people are trying to make up their own assumptions. I'm just trying to take the facts that I have and I'm trying to link them together, which is kind of conspiracy thinking when you think about it, because like I have no reason to link these things together except for my own subjective opinion. So thinking, I want to give us a road to travel down and open up a conversation, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. Like if we're right, we're right. It's not like anything, we're going to win a prize or anything of that nature. I just want to find out more about this character, and we're all just excited for the game, to be honest. We all just really want this game to come out, and we also like really like want new news and information. And I keep trying to give you guys as much of the factual information as I'm getting. This was kind of a like a fun video. Like it's not I'm using facts that are provided to me, but I'm kind of like surmising my own like end game from those facts. So take that as it will. Like I'm not even gonna say take this with a grain of salt. If you want to believe it, then look into it yourself. If you don't want to believe it, that's completely fine, because I pretty much just started researching it this morning when I was starting to do my original video. But that being said, guys, I appreciate you staying to watch. Share this video if you can. Try and get more people invested in our channel, because I think we're all like fam together. Like we're trying to figure out more about Soul Calibur, and like I don't know, my channel used to be about video games and anime and art, and it's become pretty much Soul Calibur Central these days. So I guess drop me a like if you can. I do appreciate likes, I do appreciate sharing video with your friends. Of course, new subscribers are always welcome, and thank you for all my returning subscribers that are watching the video and that have been doing sharing and liking. I appreciate all of it. Let's start a conversation in the comment section below. Let me know your theories or your hypotheses based on the new character Groh or anything surrounding that of him. If I got any of my information wrong, please correct me. I will also, I don't know, like let's just like take this discussion elsewhere. So thanks again for watching the video, guys. I really appreciate it. As always, stay powered up. Peace.